Welcome or welcome back. I am the Dead Man, and tonight's story time takes you to haunted places in Alabama. The old barracks of Fort Morgan are probably the most haunted portions of the fort. In the early 1900s, a prisoner hung himself in the barracks, and according to reports, you can hear the hanging prisoner crying out late at night. Also, sometime during the late 19th century, a young woman was dragged into the fort by unknown men. She was beaten and murdered, and she supposedly still wanders around the fort today looking to get justice. A tornado took the life of Judith Winston in 1874. Her sons pulled her from the rubble, but she later died in the front bedroom on the eastern side of the house. Since 1982, the Winston House has been used as a museum and event space. One day while a wedding was being set up, it was reported that Mrs. Winston was rattling the chairs. There have been several reports of Mr. Winston's spirit walking through the halls. Also, several white figures have been seen through the windows late at night. The owner of Gaineswood Plantation home was Nathan Whitfield. His first wife died in 1846, and he hired a woman named Evelyn Carter to help with the household chores and to look after his children. Miss Carter would entertain the children by playing various musical instruments. After an extended illness, she sadly passed away. Prior to her death, she requested to be buried back in her hometown in Virginia. Because her death occurred during bad winter weather, there was no way to send her body home. Mr. Whitfield sealed her up in a pine casket and kept it under the house until he could send her body home. Miss Carter's spirit never left Gaineswood. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps on the home's stairway, as well as sounds of Miss Carter playing the piano. Old Cahaba is Alabama's most famous ghost town. In 1819, the town was carved out of the wilderness to be the state's first capital. Although the state changed the location of the capital in 1826, Cahaba continued to grow into a thriving and wealthy river town. For a short time after the Civil War, Cahaba attracted emancipated African Americans seeking new freedoms and political power. By 1870, however, the population diminished to 300. By the turn of the century, most of Cahaba's buildings were lost to fire, decay, or dismantlement. Harrison Cemetery is where you'll find the tomb of Grancer Harrison, a cotton farmer. Fiddle music can be heard playing inside of the shelter built over his tomb. Grancer loved inviting his neighbors over for barbecues and square dances. He loved dancing so much that his only request for when he died was to be laid on his old feather bed, wearing his dancing attire. Prior to his death, Grancer constructed a brick tomb that was large enough to hold his feather bed. He then built a wooden shelter to place over it for protection. Today, people still report hearing fiddle music play as they walk by the structure. James Slag Wormwood, a foreman during the graveyard shift in the early 1900s, was over a crew of nearly 150 workers. Wormwood was known to be quite cruel, ordering his crew to take on dangerous risks to speed up production. While he was in charge, 47 crew members lost their lives. In 1906, Wormwood fell into a huge pool of melted iron ore and died. After Wormwood's death, workers felt an evil presence at Sloss. In 1926, a night watchman was pushed from behind and injured. In 1947, 3 supervisors were found locked in a boiler room unconscious. Supposedly, a badly burned man approached them and told them to get back to work. Over the years, there have been more than 100 reports of paranormal activity at Sloss Furnaces recorded by the Birmingham police. Dead Children's Playground is located in the middle of Maple Hill Cemetery, which is the largest and oldest cemetery in Alabama. Legend has it that the city of Huntsville had several child abductions during the 1960s, and the bodies of the children were found in the playground area of the cemetery. Ever since then, people have reported swings moving on their own and hearing children laugh. Most of this activity takes place between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. I want to thank you for watching. And until then, good night.